Hello everyone, it's Elaine. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is really special because we are raising awareness for Eating Disorders Awareness Week, and this hop has been arranged by Candice from Candoodles Creations. She has a video up over on her channel and you can go and check that out. And I also have the next person in the hop down in my description box below. Candice has arranged for lots of giveaways along the way, so the more you comment, the more chances you have to win. I know she's got some really cool prizes lined up. So without further ado, let's jump into my video. So I'm going to start out with these Pretty Pink Posh bokeh stencils. There's a set of 3 in this set. They are labelled, so you know which ones to use as you go through the set. So I've got a piece of heavyweight white card here, and I secure that down with some tape, and then I will be using my shaded lilac distress ink to start with, and I also have a Time for Tea Designs blending brush. These are super soft brushes, the softest brushes I've ever used, and I will have links to all of the products I've used down in the description box below as well. So shaded lilac here, which I am gently sort of smooshing with my brush through the whole. My shaded lilac is quite dry, so I don't really feel the need to tap off any excess, and just building up that colour through those circles as I move along. I start off with a really light hand, gradually building up that colour. And I just love the way these layered stencils work. So I can move on to the next stencil in the set. And for this colour, I'm using Distress Ink in Dusty Concord. So for these circles, I wanted a little bit of a darker shade, not tapping off the excess, but still being quite gentle as I push that colour through the stencil. And this is another Time for Tea Designs blending brush. The new set, it's like a rainbow set. It's beautiful. Such pretty brushes to use. So once I'm happy with the colour through that stencil, I'm going to move on to the last stencil in the set. These circles are a lot larger. And I didn't really have another ink colour that I thought worked well with these purples. So I'm going to go in again with Dusty Concord, but I'm just going to use a lot lighter hand so that we get a little bit of a variation between those smallest dots and these largest dots. And you will see when I pull away this stencil that you still can see the difference in dots, even though I use the same shade. To add a little bit more interest and break up the pattern a little, I'm using some Dusty Concord smooshed onto my glass mat. I have watered that down with some clean, clear water, and I'm using a really tiny paintbrush. I believe this is a round size 2, to splatter on some of that loosened ink. And for a bit of extra shimmer, I'm using these watercolour paints. I got these off Amazon and I really like them. And I'm going in with this gold shade. So loosening that down with the water, and I have cleaned off the paintbrush. And it doesn't actually look like I'm doing anything here because the paint splatters are so tiny. But when this dries, it does leave a really nice metallic splatter in gold. It's really pretty. So I'm showing you here, but there isn't actually a lot to see. So I'm going on to the sentiment now. This is Honeybee Stamps Hugs Sentiment. It's one of those outline die sets. Grabbed some white cardstock and purple. This is from the Concord and 9th collection pack. Didn't like that, so I went ahead and had a little rummage around in my stash, and I also found this sort of lilac purple colour which layered really nicely. I much preferred this combination of cardstock layers. So I've got the dark purple, the light purple, and then I've got a white one on top, just using some liquid adhesive to secure all those together. I'm using Mama Elephant Just a Note stamp set, and I've got a encouraging sentiment from that set, which I am going to white heat emboss onto this purple cardstock. This is the same as what I used in the hug sentiment. Treated that with my anti-static powder, and I'm inking that up with my Versamark ink. And I'm going to just gently press that down in my MISTI. I'm going to coat that with Ranger's super fine white embossing powder. and heat set that with my heat tool until it's nice and melted and glossy. Then I grabbed a sentiment die. I believe this is Blueprint 27 from My Favourite Things, this die, and secured that down and ran that through my die cut machine. So now working on assembling the card, I've got some more of that purple cardstock. So the card measures 5.5 inches by 4.25 inches. And the purple cardstock measures 5.25 inches by 4 inches. And I'm going to take a Time Petit Designs A2 nesting rectangle set and cut out the middle. I'm going to save my special cardstock, as I call it, for another project. So just a way of conserving your favourite colours. Secure that down onto the card base with some liquid adhesive. And then I can trim my bokeh panel down to 5 inches by 3.75 inches. And that fits nicely onto that card base with nice borders around the edge. Again, just secure that with some liquid adhesive. Went ahead and popped some foam tape onto my Hugs sentiment. Secure that down. Once I'm happy, I can press a little bit more firmly to secure it in place. I decided to go ahead and add a bit more sparkle by using some Lawn Fawn sparkle cardstock from the Autumn pack in gold. Just place that over the top of the white die cut. Really liked how that looked. And then trimming off those flag ends of my sentiment with my guillotine trimmer. And I did want to pop that up, but I had this G that I needed to sort of nest my foam tape around. So I'm popping the foam tape onto the card base first with a T-square ruler and then layering the heat embossed sentiment on top. I just found that was the easiest way to apply this sentiment around that Hugs sentiment. Press down firmly when I'm happy with its position. And then to add just a little bit more sparkle, I'm adding these Pretty Pink Posh metallic gold jewels. Just in a couple of places to add a bit more bling. And that finishes off my card for today and for the hop. Be sure to check out the description box for all the information, and I look forward to seeing you here soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.